In 2011, something fascinating happened. There was a young man named Scott Young. He did something that shocked the world. He completed the entire 4-year MIT computer science syllabus in just 1 year. People thought, this guy must be a genius. But later, the truth came out. He wasn't a traditional student at MIT. He had simply watched free lectures on MIT's OpenCourseWare on YouTube. He studied hard, stayed consistent, and finished the whole thing in a single year. And it didn't stop there. Within 30 days, he learned to paint at a professional level. He also learned a completely new language, Spanish. Naturally, people started asking him, Scott, how do you learn so fast? To answer, Scott started writing blogs and eventually published a book called Ultra Learning. In this book, he shared 9 principles that can help anyone master new skills quickly and effectively. Today, I'm going to share those 9 principles with you. Principle 1, meta-learning, learning how to learn. Before starting any subject, you must first understand how learning actually works. Knowledge can be divided into 4 categories. 1, known knowns, things you know that you know. For example, you know how to write or type. 2, known unknowns, things you know you don't know. For example, you know that you don't know how to build a rocket or fly a plane. 3, unknown knowns, things you do automatically without realizing. For example, tying your shoelaces or driving a car after years of practice. You don't even think about it. 4, unknown. Unknowns, knowledge you don't even realize exists. For example, a high school student might not even know that concepts like Fourier series or Laplace transforms exist in engineering. Meta-learning means turning your unknown unknowns into known unknowns. You must first ask, what exactly don't I know? For example, if you're reading The Intelligent Investor for the first time, don't try to master everything at once. Instead, scan the topics. Write down small questions like, how does the stock price go up? What affects the market? These questions will guide your study. That's the meta-learning stage. Principle 2, focus. Say no to everything else. In the 18th century, there was a woman named Mary Somerville. She loved mathematics. But in those days, society told women not to study math. Instead, they were told to learn sewing, cooking, and other household work. Mary's own mother tried to stop her from studying. She even refused to give her candles at night because candles were expensive. But Mary didn't give up. She would memorize a math problem during the day and then solve it in her head at night, in complete darkness. Even after marriage and having a child, she kept focusing, sometimes thinking about math while nursing her baby. Because of this dedication, she became the first woman to be elected to the Royal Astronomical Society. The lesson? After you know what to learn, meta-learning, you must focus deeply. Say no to distractions and yes to what matters most. Principle 3, directness. Learn by doing. Vatsal Jaiswal, an architect from India, moved to Canada with big dreams. But despite applying everywhere, he didn't get a job. Finally, he took a job at a printing shop. At first, it looked unrelated to his dream, but guess what? That shop printed architectural designs for top architects. Vatsal studied those designs, improved his own work, built a portfolio, and later applied again. This time, he got selected for 3 jobs out of 3. The principle here is directness. Reading and studying alone isn't enough. You must directly apply your knowledge in the real world. If you want to become a programmer, don't just read books. Write code. If you want to be a writer, don't just study grammar. Start writing every day. Principle 4, drill. Strengthen your weaknesses. Benjamin Franklin wanted to be a great writer, but his writing was boring and people didn't like it. Instead of giving up, he picked a famous magazine called The Spectator. He would read an article, close the magazine, and then rewrite it from memory in his own words. Over time, he compared his writing with the original and improved little by little. This is drill, deliberately practicing the areas where you are weak. Most of us practice what we're already good at, but growth comes from improving your weaknesses. Principle 5, retrieval. Test yourself constantly. In school, we study for months and face only one final exam. That's not effective. In ultra learning, you must test yourself constantly. Study a little, then recall it. Try to use it. The faster and more often you test yourself, the faster you learn. Principle 6, feedback, don't fear criticism. Many people avoid feedback because it's uncomfortable. But without feedback, you cannot grow. Positive feedback feels good, but negative feedback shows you what to improve. Think of it this way. If a bird closes its eyes when a hunter aims at it, does the danger disappear? Number. Avoiding mistakes doesn't protect you. Facing feedback does. That's Principle 7. Retention, Keep practicing world. Scrabble champion. Nigel Richards once shocked the world by winning the French Scrabble championship, even though he didn't speak French. How? Through extreme practice and retention. Knowledge fades like muscles weaken if you stop exercising. To retain, you need spaced repetition. Practice the same concepts regularly, or else they will disappear from memory. Principle 8. Intuition. Develop deep understanding. The physicist Richard Feynman once took a math exam where the average score was 0. He finished early and scored higher than the next 3 top students combined. How? Intuition. Intuition is built by constantly shortening the feedback cycle. Every time you solve a problem and check your mistake quickly, your brain sharpens its instincts. Without feedback, there's no intuition. Without intuition, there's no world-class performance. Principle 9. Experimentation. Keep exploring. Finally comes experimentation. When I first learned Vedic mathematics, it felt slower than normal multiplication. But with time, it became faster. That's because experimentation gave me a new tool for my toolkit. Even great achievers learn from unexpected places. For example, Arnold Schwarzenegger once took lessons from a ballet dancer to improve his bodybuilding posing. Why? Because he knew that learning from other fields could give him an edge. True learners are never closed-minded. They always experiment, learn from others, and exchange skills. So these are the 9 principles of ultra-learning. Meta-learning, focus, directness, drill, retrieval, feedback, retention, intuition, experimentation. If you apply these principles, you can learn any skill faster than you ever thought possible. From languages to painting, from programming to public speaking, the world is open to you. So what will you learn next? Share in comment box, so thank you.